At Treakle Elementary in Chesapeake, Virginia, the lead teacher for grades 3 through 5 Autistic Spectrum for instruction in a learning environment for adaptive and differentiation, Rhonda Parham, and the speech-language pathologist Peggy Pickford are working closely together to utilize Legos to present students with opportunities to experience a social issue and how to successfully deal with it in an appropriate manner. As you can see, the autistic spectrum disorder encompasses a variety of areas. Not all students served in the lead classroom at Treakle Elementary and system-wide are on this autistic spectrum. Some of them have other diagnoses, but they all benefit from social communication intervention.
I've been working with at-risk, high-risk populations for the last 36 years. Came, our speech pathologist, she came to the school probably about 2 years ago, and she brought her own spin on how to work with autistic kids. And so we kind of had a meeting of the minds, and so she comes in on Fridays and will introduce a life skill, and then the next week, Monday through Thursday, I reinforce that skill with the kids throughout the week, and I've seen
Lego International emailed Peggy because of her presentation at conference for using Legos in education. Peggy has developed this chart, building on the hidden curriculum, teaching social communication groups using Legos.
These are the Build to Express kits. This is the way it comes. This faceplate is on the top. So the base plate is the key for our purposes. When I was little Legos didn't come with kits that built a specific thing. They're free builds, and so that's the key is a free build. So we have lots of instructions. The kids can't open their boxes until they're ready, and we give a lot of background information, a lot of background do a free build, which is what I'm working on here with this kiddo. If I have a child and I just give him the Lego kit and have him build something, I don't give him any directions. There are directions that come with the social skills curriculum, but not this. And they just build, and then they talk about what they built. It's like a narrative assessment, which is something that we do as speech therapists anyway. I can glean a lot of information from the kids as far as their symbolic level and even their kind of socio-emotional state of mind.
Treakle Elementary School is certainly the home of many wonderful achievements. Let's take a look at Ms. Parham's and Ms. Pickford's class to see what they have accomplished. Notice how the stage is set with the use of the smartboard and discussion before the activity begins.
Sure. Tajan, can you think of a medium-sized problem?
Your house is on fire.
Your house is on fire. Can we solve that ourselves? No. Not really. We can try. We can make some things that we can help solve the problem, but we can't solve it ourselves. Think of ways you could solve that problem. Can you think of a way that you could start solving that problem?
I know
Anakin.
Call 911.
Call 911.
So I was going to say for 5 minutes.
Perfect. What do you think?
Throw water at it.
Maybe throw water at it. It depends on how big it is, but I would be careful about that because if it's an electrical fire, that'll make it worse. Kennedy. So we said you could call 911. You could maybe try to throw water on it, but I would be careful about that. So do you need to ask for help with that problem? Yeah. Because we can't solve that ourselves, right? We need to call somebody and have the fire people come. What about this idea, if the choice is good or not so good? So we already kind of did that. With the calling 911, that would be a good choice. Mm-hmm. Maybe throwing water on the fire, maybe not such a good choice, because it may be an electric fire. So we have to kind of throw that one out of our heads, right? That one's probably not the best plan. So the bottom one says, make a good choice and do it. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4 steps of solving a problem. You are on a long trip and you run out of gas. Right?
Right.
Okay, Tyjon, do you have a possible solution?
Well, I guess you have to push your car.
You have to push your card. You might have to push your card. Depends on where you can solve. So what kind of problem is that going to be?
Small problem.
A small problem. So here's what I want you to do. When you get to your desk, I want you to build. I'll tell you again when you get to your desk. So you guys go sit down and where you're going. Yeah. But most of the time you guys say, I can't find it. I can't find the legs. I can't find the legs. And then you can find them, right? It just takes a little time. Okay? Don't worry about the time. So what are we building a model of? A problem that you can solve. So what is the first thing that we want to put on our base plate? Yourself. Put yourself as a minifigure first, and then you can put things around it that can tell us about the build. Do you have to put every single thing that you want to on the base plate?
No.
Nope, because we can use our imaginations, right? Put on there what you can, but you don't have to put everything on. What happens when the timer goes off?
You put your stuff on top of your head.
Put your hands on top of your head. Do you keep touching your build?
No.
Nope. When you're finished, your hands go on top of your head. And then when it's time, you can put the extra pieces back in the box. And then you take your build and put it on top of the box for sharing time, right? All right. Can you take pieces from other people's blocks?
No.
Nope. Can you? What happens if you can't find the piece that you want? Falling on the floor.
Oh my gosh, look at it. You guys did that was very embarrassing.
What was embarrassing? Interesting. Oh, interesting. I thought you said good. Good job. Nice. If you have a fantasy build, I want you to find a way that you can make it into something real. But don't you have a skeleton? Is that on purpose?
Okay, 20 seconds. This is looking good.
Count if you're finished. Close up your box. Uh-oh. All right, there's the time. Stop pushing your hands on your head. What happens now is you guys are going to talk about your build. You're going to tell us the problem and tell us ways that you might have solved the problem, right? I'm going to go first because I have the talking brick. Here is my build. My dog, oop, my head is sideways, but my dog is really stinky right now. That's my problem. This is my solution. I'm going to wash him this weekend. So here's my hose, there's my brush, and there's my dog.
Brushing he is brushing the ground.
He's sweeping.
He's sweeping.
Okay. Where is that, Ronnie? Where are you guys? What bathroom is that?
At a diner.
At a diner. Okay. So, steps to solving that problem. What is one thing that you could do to help that man get out of the bathroom?
Stay calm.
So you follow the directions of the build. That is a problem that you could actually solve. Very nice job, Ronnie. All right, who's next?
Tijon.
Well, what we made is something of a garage, and it's really not working. This is really me, where I tried to fix the garage buttons, but it's not really working. I really broke it.
Oh, are you talking about your build or the actual garage door?
The garage button.
Basically what happened, basically family went on speed boat, but they forgot to unchain the boat.
From the dock?
I'm going to say this, but it looked like that they were in competition and were going pole vault.
Oh, if that was your build, you would make it, that guy looks like he's pole vaulting?
That one looks like that one going decent.
Okay, that's your...
And his ball got stuck in the basketball hoop.
Okay, wait a minute. He's still talking.
So the solution to that is they have another ball and they're going to shoot it into that to make this one come out.
Ah, so he's going to shoot another ball into that ball to make it come out. Tell us about your build. Now, remember, we were doing a real build, and I heard the word zombie. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, you can go ahead and tell us about your build, but remember, this was supposed to be a real build, but go ahead and tell us about it. What's happening?
The teacher could I use a pen as she sat now, and I couldn't sharpen the pencil because pencil sharpener was broke.
It was broken? Oh, Okay, so how are you going to solve that problem? You have no sharpened pencil, you can't sharpen it, and the teacher said you couldn't use a pen.
Ask somebody else for a pencil.
That's a good solution, to ask somebody else for a pencil. You got to turn it on.
Okay.
All right, now you can go.
There's me and another friend. Well, I was distracted on the phone and I was brushing my hair, and then I crashed into plants.
So is that your problem? Which is your problem?
That's Angela right there pushing the car.
So Angela's pushing you in a car and you're distracted? Did you run into something?
Yeah.
Oh no, you ran into plants with the car.
And that's the steering wheel.
Oh my goodness.
Right there.
That is a real problem.
Two things.
Is this a question?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Wouldn't it let Diamond be able to pay for it, or that like a strawberry or something?
I think that's a strawberry or a diamond.
And the second one.
I think it's a strawberry because it said it was a plant.
And the second one.
Thank you for watching Social Communication using Legos for Expression. We appreciate your support and wish continued success to the students and staff at Treakle Elementary.